Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 300 Par Podcast. This is the golf podcast where Little White Ball is life. I'm your host, Scotty T. We got a surprise episode dropping for you today. We hope you enjoy this one. We're joined by some very special guests coming all the way from the Detroit metro Michigan area. We have the B-Stone Boys. The B-Stone Boys, since they're up there, they run a golf league as well, and they do some work with Bridgestone, hence the B-Stone Boys, and so we dive into that relationship a little bit as well. And then for the back half of the episode, we share our thoughts on the Rocket Mortgage. So that's why we're getting this episode out a little bit sooner than we usually would. And we hope you enjoy this one because it's definitely more of a conversation. This is definitely a common man golf conversation because every golfer out there loves a good golf trip with their friends and then something to look forward to. And we also dive into what Little White Ball is life means. Those guys really do live the Little White Ball is life lifestyle. And so we hope you enjoy this one. Before we dive into it, follow us on social media at 300 Par Pod. That is the number 300 Par Pod on Twitter and Instagram. And then go check out the B-Stone Boys too. They are at the B-Stone Boys. Go give them a follow. Go give them a shout out. And if you're watching here on YouTube, subscribe to our channel and then comment below on what you think of the interview. And then if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, subscribe, rate, and review, and give us those 5 stars as well. We hope you enjoy this episode. And remember, Little White Ball is life. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. 300 Par Pod. We have a very few special guests, not just one special guest, but a group of fellas. We have the B-Stone Boys coming all the way from the metro Detroit, Michigan area. We got Scott, Johnny Bombs, and Kevin. What's up, fellas? How's you doing?
Hey, man. Thanks for having us. We're doing good. How you guys doing?
Man, doing great.
I'm good.
Glad we were able to connect here, get everybody on the pod. So, really just kind of want to have a conversation here. We want to hear about the Rocket Mortgage Classic a little bit, but also y'all run a league. And so, one of our things here at 300 Par is that we just we just want to have fun, make golf fun in any way, form, or fashion that we can, whether for us having beers on the course, blast some music. But so really, we just want to hear more about y'all's story and y'all's league, and we can go from there. So, Kevin, want to throw it off to you first, because I believe you're the commissioner, if I'm not mistaken. How do y'all all know each other, and how did y'all get started with the B-Stone Boys?
So, yeah, I am the commissioner. Pretty big responsibility here with this group.
Yeah, it is.
We got started. We actually got started a few years ago, but as a bigger group. We have this giant guys golf weekend that we do in northern Michigan. And it's been growing every year. It's like it started off with like around 16 or 20, and then it's got up as high as like over 30 guys. And we all just rent a house on the lake, and I mean, spaces are tight, but we make it work. And just one year, most of the guys that are in this golf league, which it's only 8 of us now. I mean, we still go on that golf trip, but this is like our league that we do now to keep in touch and play the game still. So 8 of us, there was 4 of us that were in a group together on one of those trips, and we were playing terrible all weekend. It was just one of those weekends where you just had the yips, you had the chili dips, just spraying it all over the green, just not doing anything. And it was the last day of the weekend, and we weren't in any of the money, and we were almost like miserable. It wasn't like, it's hard not to have fun on the golf course, but when you're playing that bad over the weekend with your guys, it was just really frustrating, and we were all out of balls. So we went into the pro shop, and whatever was on sale, we were just going to buy. And it was the E12s from Bridgestone, the E-Soft. And so we just bought those. And on that last day, we just started playing lights out. Like we're just rolling on skins, taking CTPs, just throwing darts. Like it was just incredible. So to turn the whole weekend around, and by the turn, we were just calling ourselves the Bridgestone Boys, actually, to start. And we initially I don't know how long you guys have been following us, but we started as the Bridgestone Boys. And then Bridgestone was like, hey, cool, but not that cool. So a bit, and we were all right with that. We didn't want to step on any toes. We're not getting like paid or sponsored by them. It's just it's a great group of guys, and it got ignited by Bridgestone Golf and their golf balls, and we just used that as like a catapult into what we have right now. So that's kind of how we got to where we are, with the help of Bridgestone and Elliot Mello, Adam Rayberg, the guys that run the socials there. They love us, and they've been, sending us some balls and helping us with some like retweets, likes, and tags and stuff like that. So we've been getting like about 100 followers a month since we started in January. So we've been moving the needle a little bit. We're definitely not like super known yet, but we'd like to get there and help kind of spread how we enjoy the game with each other, and hopefully others kind of share how they enjoy the game with each other. And maybe just under the moniker of the B Stone Boys or B Stone Boy Army, and just all have a good time and share some silly stuff.
Speaking of silly stuff, before you hopped on, Kevin, Scott and Johnny were talking about how this golf trip was it 22 guys in a cabin, and someone sleeps on a counter?
Yeah, I go.
It gets tight. It gets tight every once in a while.
It actually has two different, it's almost like two units, but they're all under the same roof. So it's like almost like a co-op, but not, because they rent it out to big groups like us. And there's two kitchens, and one of the kitchens has a giant island, and there was just no space. So our buddy blew up his air mattress in the kitchen because that was the only space to blow it up. But then he was like blocking everything, like first of all blocking the refrigerator where the beer was. Two, like in case of an emergency, we needed to get out or something. So he was just like, what, forget it, and he clears off the countertop. He throws his mattress up there, and he's sleeping on the kitchen island with his air mattress up there. It was actually pretty genius.
That's legendary.
His face was like maybe 2 inches from the like lights coming down the little.
Yeah. There's hanging lights there. Yeah.
I think he got, I guess, rained out. He started camping outside, just sleeping under the stars, and then I think the sprinkler system came on in the middle of the night. He ended up coming inside, and he was like, "Yeah, everything's booked, but this island looks nice."
Yeah.
So that's his spot now.
I feel like
Another guy
everybody's
slept
been
in
there. Go ahead, Scott.
Another guy slept in the utility closet last year because he couldn't even fathom the idea of sharing a bed with somebody. It was pretty funny. He slept like where the furnace is.
Oh, that's incredible, Scott.
Yeah.
Scott, 300 par. Scott, you should share your sleeping story in TPC Scottsdale.
TPC Sawgrass.
Sawgrass, yeah.
I'll keep it brief. I went to the Players Championship in 2019, and it was a pretty wild weekend just in general. I went out to the tournament Thursday, Friday, then drove up to a wedding. I forget where it was, Amelia Island, and then we had an Airbnb booked for that Saturday night back in Jacksonville to go out to the Players again on Sunday. And the Airbnb accidentally got double booked. And so me and my boys had no place to stay. It's Players weekend, the biggest weekend in Jacksonville. There's 0 hotels, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning. We don't know where to go. So we post up at a Denny's all night.
Oh.
Just like stayed up in the booth, like maybe got like 5-10 minutes of sleep here or there, because we like always had to keep our head on a swivel. And then we went out to the Players again on Sunday. Like it was So I slept at a Denny's. That's what I like to say.
That's something we would do for sure.
Yeah, post college too. Like if I was in college, I feel like I could get away with that. But
like you were an adult sleeping at a Wendy's. You weren't a kid sleeping at a Wendy's.
Correct.
Yeah, Thomas likes to poke fun at me on that, but we like to poke fun at Thomas's scores too, and chirp him back. So it's all fun and games. But no, I love that. There's something to it about a guy's golf trip that just it's kind of I joke like a fantasy football league. It's something you look forward to going every single year. Do y'all go back to the same spots every single year, or do y'all like to mix it up?
Because of our size, we've like pigeonholed ourselves a little bit. like there's really only one house in northern Michigan that can fit all of us, and I think I hope the person's not listening right now, but we we should place.
Yeah.
And but the amount of golf courses up there, or even on the drive up, because sometimes some of the guys will go up on Thursday, and on the way up they'll hit a quick 18 before we even get to the spot. And there's so many courses in Michigan. And between when it gets into like the fall area, which that's usually right around the time we go, fall in northern Michigan, man, there's really nothing like it. It's
Beautiful.
amount of just colors that are everywhere. And I mean, we've even played, I don't know if have you guys heard of Arcadia Bluffs on the west side of Michigan?
I think so, actually.
It's one of the most beautiful courses you'll ever see in your life. And we played that late fall one year, and I mean, just watching the sun go over Lake Michigan while you're teeing off is just, you can't really just like it. I can't give it justice describing it, but just, I mean, every color you can think of just glistening off the water as you shank one into the heather.
Man, yeah. Is it Thomas? You're telling me that Michigan has the most public golf courses. Is that right? In the country?
I believe. I think they'd maybe be the ones to ask, but I want to say I saw something about Michigan having the most public courses, or at least a lot to choose from, which I thought was kind of surprising, just with golf not always being year round.
Yeah, well, people golf in the snow here, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Most of the courses do stay open in the winter, and if there's not snow on them, people will be golfing on them.
Yeah, I mean, I have 3 courses within 5 miles of me, and I mean, a lot. I think we take that title because we have a lot of semi-private courses. So it's still technically public, but you can have memberships to them, and the members still have like dibs on tee times and stuff. So I think we get away with it kind of like a little technicality, but I think that's right.
Hey,
There's a lot to choose from, though. I mean, I haven't like lived elsewhere shopping around for courses or whatever, but we do have the opportunity to, like I was telling you guys, like in our league right now, we just bounce around to wherever each week, and it's kind of nice just to mix it up so we're not playing the same courses over and over. So it keeps it dynamic, and especially when we do the guys golf trip, we do go up north, and they're a little bit they're fancier courses. It's a little bit it's not as flat as downstate, so you get a lot more hills and trees and better designs. But yeah, I guess we're pretty. I don't know. I guess I'm happy with it. And it's funny because the guys golf weekend too started as a weekend. And this year, although it's been, we had to pivot a bit with COVID here, we were planning going for an entire week. So like people are like, it became a weekend, and then they were like, let's squeak out let's head up Thursday night. And then it was like people started taking off work Thursday, and they're like, I'm going Thursday morning. And then it was like Wednesday night, and then we're like, let's take the whole week, guys. Do it.
Right. Yeah. So tell us more about this league, because one thing that's always good is just getting more golf, or maybe it's something you look forward to throughout the week. Is it more of like a come and go as you please type thing, or just is it more fun, competitive? Just tell us more about this league that y'all do.
So I'll let the guys talk about if it's fun or competitive, but I'll tell you the format of it since I set it up. I mean,
Commissioner.
Yeah, I would say
Mitch.
Yeah, anything would be self-serving. So I'll give the rules, and then I'll let Scotty take over. But basically, it's a 2-man scramble each week. It's an 8-man league, and we all play with each other at least one time. You get a point if you win the hole. If you tie the hole, you get half a point, and then obviously if you lose the hole, you don't get any points. Bonus point for an eagle, and we do closest to the pin. And we all pay $12 a week. Those are the dues. And then each skin is worth $1 all year long. 9 holes only. and we rotate courses so that no one has like a home course advantage all the time, or someone, because everyone's got their one course that they love playing because they play it well. It just fits their, like for me, if there's like 2 or 3 dog legs on the back 9, then I'm all about that course, because I leak right every time I drive. So it kind of mixes it up. It lets us see all these courses in the Metro Detroit area, because we do have a ton, like you mentioned earlier. And I mean, it's we try to make it competitive. At least I try to make it competitive, and it's I mean, it's something I look forward to doing every single week. So I mean, I'll let the guys speak on like how it kind of works within while we're playing, but
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Scott, take it away.
So, I mean, as far as, like Kevin said, all of us, I would say, would go out of our way and almost use any excuse with our wives, girlfriends, or anything like that to make sure we could get there. Me personally, I'd reorganize my life just to make sure it happened. In fact, I was texting Kevin earlier in the year with this whole COVID crap that, and I shouldn't call it crap, but I said my biggest fear is that we won't get to do golf leagues. And he assured me that it would happen. And, Kevin himself went through, COVID and even made sure that through that he was sending us emails and making sure that we knew we were going to have this glimmer of hope, which was the B-Stone Boys Golf League. And honestly, it's about a couple things. One, it's the guys. You go out there because you love the guys you're with. You have a blast playing the game. And, it's not like anything that where it's like, oh man, you suck, you need to get off the team. And this is speaking from the guy that is the worst golfer in the league. So fortunately they accept me week after week, and it's just an awesome group of guys. You get out there, you light your cigar, you crack your beer, you're with the boys, the weather's beautiful, and you're just grateful to be there. So I mean, that's what I can say about this league. And the competitive part of it, yeah, I'd like to do better. I can't really speak to that because I suck, but Johnny Bombs can tell you more about that. But that's what this league means to me. It means the world.
I think you articulated that well, Scotty. I think we all love this league almost too much. We're like, and again, it's because of the guys. It's a perfect group of just the camaraderie itself, but it's also, I think, the skills, because we're all good enough golfers. We're not good, but we're not bad. And, if you were to rank ABC players, it's going to change on a week-to-week basis with us, which makes it naturally competitive, which makes it naturally fun. And just with the attitude of everybody, it's just so fun to be there. And so we do play 9 usually during the week, so we're playing Twilight and stuff. But every time it ends, we're like, can we just can we keep going? Like, playing for the night? Like, how does this work? When do we come back? It's just it's so much fun. Yeah, it's great.
We play till we can't anymore, till the light runs out or they kick us off the course, one of the two. And there's always side bets on like the extra holes we play, so it's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. Our slogan here is "Little White Ball is Life." And that just shows, like you said, you're willing to rearrange the entire schedule. Like it's awesome. I love that. I love it because Little White Ball is life. But yeah, for sure. So tell us more about y'all's relationship with Bridgestone, because it sounds like y'all just started calling yourself the Bridgestone Boys and then evolved to the B-Stone Boys, but that kind of got their attention. So you're saying y'all have a good relationship with them now. Tell us more about that.
Right. So I run the social media part of it as well. And initially it was just something, again, like just to have some fun with. And we started it in January where there wasn't any golf. So we were really just making comments, about the game of golf or Bridgestone. And that's when Bridgestone was kind of ramping up their new Tour Bs. And we were kind of just going parallel with them and kind of just following their lead and retweeting some of their like lab videos and how they were testing the balls and everything like that. So, and then we get hit with COVID and everything in the world kind of just stops. And, we're trying to get this Twitter thing going with golf content, and we're not allowed to golf. There's no golf on TV. And it's just like, man, what do we do? And the first idea that popped in my head was, well, what would Freddie Couples do? And
Ready? Let's go. U of H guy.
yeah, boom, boom, baby. He so he's part of this new Tour B campaign they're doing, and Freddie never wanted to really switch balls. He wasn't a big fan of it, but he had to switch after he started playing his RXS, just because it fit the new reactive cover they have in there just fits his swing speed and his swing style a little bit better, and so he's been crushing it out there. And then golf kind of picked back up a little bit, and we started retweeting some things. We got some pretty dope ball markers that we started giving away, kind of just to get a little more fanfare, and the ball started rolling. And then first it was Elliot Mello from Bridgestone who kind of reached out to us and got us some balls, and then Rayberg started going back and forth with us and letting us know it's cool, just change the name, to something besides the Bridgestone. And he's like, this is coming from the higher ups, man. Sorry. And then he got us in contact with one of the local distributors here in the area, who's actually really close to where I'm posted up, and they were going to help us out with the B-Stone Boys giant golf trip, and we're gonna try and do some like links with affiliates to try and redirect people to the Bridgestone side and post some content using the balls and showing like the Bridgestone logo, and again COVID kind of just knocked all that out. So we've literally been just kind of flying by the seat of our pants here. We really don't know where we're going, but we're going, and we're going to keep going, and we're just going to enjoy the ride, and however long it lasts, then great. I mean, if it ends tomorrow, then I'll still say it was worth it, but I think we got a little further to go. So,
well, if I could interrupt you real quick, Kevin, I mean, I would tell people that they haven't seen much out of us yet. I mean, from what has happened in our group, just on golf trips and stuff, they haven't seen the best of the B-Stone Boys yet.
Yeah, we've been pretty limited in our creative box based on everything that's going on in the world. So we have ideas. In fact, I asked Scotty for like, hey, do you have a drone we might be able to use? I mean, I like to say we like to get weird with it, but the appropriate weird.
Of course, there's a balance there, right?
There's a delicate balance, yeah.
I mean, you guys are hovering if you got people sleeping on countertops. That's teetering the weirdness, but all good.
That's pretty tame.
Well, so one of our guys broke an ankle on a golf trip.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yep.
it happens.
Ooh. Yikes.
And then he beat Thomas on with the hard cast on, but that's a good story for a different time.
Oh man.
Yeah, I broke 80 still, so I feel okay about it. And he's a freak of nature, so
Yeah.
Yeah, those two.
I know you guys also being in the Michigan area, you wanted to talk a little bit about the Rocket Mortgage coming up this week. Sounds like it's probably a major bummer for you guys, probably not being able to go to the tournament. What are you guys looking forward to, I guess, not being able to attend the tournament, but still being in your backyard?
Well, it stinks because we had plans to go to this and to the Ryder Cup, but I mean, no fans is not going to happen. So we're looking to get our press passes to see if we can get in there and try and get a different look from a tournament perspective, as opposed to just buying a ticket and wandering around out there. But yeah, it's going to stink that we can't go. But I mean, I can't feel sorry for us because there's more worse stuff going on in the world because of it. At least we get to watch it on TV though. So
Right. Well, it's also a big deal that the PGA Tour is coming back to Detroit. I know last year was the first year that it came back for first time in 40-something years, if I'm not mistaken.
I think, yeah. And Nate Lashley took it last year, I believe.
Was it Lashley or was it
No, it was Lashley, I'm pretty sure.
All right.
It was Lashley. And yeah, I mean, I heard that this is actually the flattest course on the PGA Tour as well. So for all you daily fantasy players out there, If this gets out before Thursday at 6 a.m., not
Aha.
a lot of hills for these guys to walk up and down. So, I mean, I think our boy Bryson's a pretty good play if you're into that kind of stuff. Which we do. We run the B Stone Boys daily fantasy. If you guys are into that, I can get the link out, and I'll make sure I tweet it out too, so that people can join.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I guess that's on me to make sure this gets up before Thursday then.
No pressure.
I personally model my swing after Bryson, so I'm looking forward to watching him.
Have you been bulking up as well?
Oh, totally. Yeah. Drinking a lot of, yeah.
Six
I feel,
protein shakes a day.
yeah.
6 beers a day. Same thing.
But I drink a lot of vitamin B, guys.
Bryson, not John Daly.
We haven't done it, but we used to do a John Daly quote of the week. We haven't done that in a while. We should probably bring that segment back, just as like a parting gift. You know, John Daly said you can't pull fat like you can pull muscle or something like that. Or he's a legend. What a guy. But yeah, Johnny Bombs, who you like this week for Rocket Mortgage?
I don't know. Bryson's fun to watch, so I guess I'm kind of on board there. Kind of going back to your first question too, though, just having it in your own backyard, I think is cool. I don't know. I think it's neat for the pros to kind of play without fans. Only because I think if I were to ever be good enough to golf that way, I think what would intimidate me the most is just having the surrounding fans just in your face right there, like off the tee box, like landing on the green every step of the way. I think it's got to be just weirdly fun and different for them to experience that. So I think there's like an entertainment value to that as a viewer, to watch them play in a different environment, I guess,
Yeah, we've talked a lot about the pros and cons to it. I think watching tournaments without fans, there's been a lot more pros than I would have thought. Like hearing the commentary, it almost just kind of makes it feel more just like traditional golf, just like the player in the course. So there's been a lot more. It's been an interesting. I think we're making the best of it, but definitely some cool aspects to having no gallery there.
Yeah, it's almost golf in its purest form. I think that's what I was saying.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, before
Field
Colonial,
the dreams,
especially.
guys. It's the field of dreams.
If you build
yeah.
it, they will come.
Yeah,
It's the especially a course like Colonial, where it's that old school feel. Byron Nelson, Ben Hogan type courses, no homes out there, it's just you in the golf course. You know, a lot of these guys, it drives me nuts whenever you can see them like purposely aiming for grandstands because they know they get a free drop. And a lot of those grandstands are behind the green. So it's like, oh, you know what, if I play a cut, but if I pull hook it, I'm in the grandstands, whatever, I get a free drop. And the rough is also trampled down, so you probably get a good lie. Maybe that's just me being a golf hardo about it. I don't know. But, you know, it's you see a few shots that you probably wouldn't see in a regular PGA Tour tournament. So it stinks, but it's still good for the community. At least most of the tournaments, they're still keeping the purses the same, still donating the charitable aspect to the community. So, but Rocket Morgan, man, Bryson, I don't think that guy's finished out of the top 10 since like Riviera in January.
I mean, you heard what he did on 17 last week, right? During the practice round?
Oh, did he hit it? Well, no, what happened?
It was like 417 yards, I think. It was just an absolute bomb. And he went over the water, and he didn't hit the green, but it was dry. And I thought when he was trying to make up strokes coming into the final day, I thought he was going to go for it on 17, and he didn't. He didn't end up doing it. But yeah, I mean, for him, it's the bulk. It's his 200-mile-an-hour swing speed, and it's this new Tour B X. He plays the Tour B X because it just fits his style. Like I said, Freddie plays the RXS, and Tiger plays the XS. And not to take listeners away from you guys, but if anyone can listen to Mello and Rayberg on the Foreplay podcast explain working with Tiger Woods and what it was like. Holy moly. That guy.
Yeah, I did listen to that one. That was phenomenal. I mean, we like foreplay. We like no laying up. We like y'all. I mean, just golf content creators. We want to support each other. I think at the end of the day. So, I'm not sure how much time is left because we have the free version of Zoom and whatnot. So, I think also keep an eye out for JT Poston. I think JT Poston might be a good pick for this week. Low key under the radar. But fellas, this has been a lot of fun. Where can the good people listening to this find you on social media and support you and follow what y'all are doing? Because it sounds like the best is yet to come for the B-Stone Boys.
Yeah, we are on Twitter at the B-Stone Boys, on the Insta, as the youths like to say, boys. Yeah, we like to do some fun stuff. I mean, like I said, before Thursday, we like to do daily fantasies with some of our fans. Tuesdays, we got a shoe nut in the group, so we do Tuesday shoes days. So we try and pick a golf shoe that would make, or a sneaker that would make a sweet golf shoe. So we like to try and reach out to the fan base on that, because everyone likes different aspects of golf. Like some like the shoes in the apparel, some like the clubs, some like the balls, some like just the drinking. So Bud Light, if you're listening, we sponsor. Up and yeah, we'll make it good. So.
Awesome. Fellas, we can't thank you enough. Thanks a lot for coming on. We appreciate you. We'll follow you. And watch out for Bryson, sounds like, for the Rockin' Mortgage. Scotty T, B-Stone Boys, Scav, thanks everybody. And remember that little white ball is life.